First, Moises Caicedo bid has been rejected. It has come from a team located in London and they are wanting to sign Moises Caicedo. Then Danjuma has gone ahead to really be unveiled as an Everton player. It's a here we go announced by Fabrizio Romano. And lastly, Moukoko, you know him very well, the 19-year-old teenager that plays for Borussia Dortmund, has finally reached an agreement with Borussia Dortmund on a deal of a new contract because his contract was running out in the summer, and very many teams were in for him: Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid. We are really looking for signature of this young African man who really chose not to play for Cameroon but to play for a team known as Germany, and he was at the World Cup and really played all the games that Germany played in the group stages, though he never really helped his team to proceed to the round of 16. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share, and I think you guys are really having a very wonderful day. Third video of the day, we started with the Trossard training with Arsenal. Second video was all about Yakub Queer to join a side known as Arsenal, and this is now the third video of the day. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and I believe later we are coming in with a match preview of Arsenal versus Manchester United, then the combined 11, and we will see how the day will be enabling us to see it that really add dots. And after the Liverpool game, we are coming with the match reaction. Now, we want to know which team really put in a bid for a man known as Caicedo. Rokani David is my name. Now, Chelsea have seen an offer of Moises Caicedo rejected by Brighton. £55 million bid made in writing this week, far below what Brighton would even consider. They've no interest in letting the 21-year-old midfielder go anywhere this window. So looks like the offer was being rejected, and I think it was so ridiculous and naive for Chelsea to make a bid of £55 million. Why? You went to this same team, you bought a player known as Cucurella at £65 million. Moreover, he was a left back. But when you look at the seasons that Caicedo has been having at Brighton, last season and the half of this season, he is the best player at Brighton. That's it. So you can't go out to sign a best player of a team and you offer £55 million. Yet you've gone ahead to buy Moukoko at €100 million. That is like £88 million, meaning that Chelsea will be wanting more. Brighton will be wanting more for this player to see to it that really makes you decide which goes by the names of Chelsea. But I believe amongst all the players Chelsea have signed, this would have been the first signing they would have made because that midfield lacks a little bit of steel. The engine room of Chelsea is really lacking that steel to really combat the opponents. Even if you're looking at them today playing against Liverpool, you see to it that the midfield is really loose. If at all there is Conor Gallagher and Jorginho, that's really a very loose midfield. They really got an injury of Kovacic because it was a late call and he was really taken out of the starting 11. But obviously, you know, even if you're playing with Jorginho and Kovacic, you know that you are not having that person to to shield your back four. Not until N'Golo Kante comes in through, but even if N'Golo Kante comes back, he's going to be an injury-prone player. So I believe Chelsea have made a right move in the right direction, though they've made it late. I believe before you get in Modric, before you get in other players at Chelsea, you needed Caicedo to be brought at the club because Chelsea first brought in Fofana, they brought in Santos, they brought in Badiashile, they brought in Modric, they brought in João Felix, they brought in Muideke. Now 6 players in for Chelsea, and they're still wanting to go ahead and really sign more players for the club based in London. So that is Chelsea for you, and they're really doing the best to it that they really get a player known as Caicedo. Now, even Jacobs Bender told us that as for Moises Caicedo, Brighton still aren't planning on selling, and it would take a bid of £75 million. That is the initial fee, plus offer from Chelsea with a strong structure to change their mind. Clubs well apart in valuation for now, but Chelsea haven't ruled out another try. Liverpool won't bid in the January transfer window. So Liverpool, Manchester United, I think we are some of the teams that we are really planning to go in for Moises Caicedo in the summer. Now, Chelsea have known that it's going to be hard for them to go ahead and really compete with teams in the summer. Now what they've done is, let's go out and sign these players now. Let's get them in now at a club known as Chelsea, such that we give them long contracts to beat the FIFA the financial fair play rule of FIFA. That's what Chelsea is doing. So even Caicedo, they want to sign him. They try to sign a midfielder first, known as Enzo Fernandez from Benfica, but Benfica wanted 130 million euros. Chelsea backed out of the deal, and now they went in for Modric. Now they want Moises Caicedo, and I believe they're having the money because when this consortium of Tony Boyle was purchasing Chelsea, they told them that they should spend 1.5 billion pounds in this club for the next 10 years in transfers, and they're not supposed to get dividends out of this club for the next 10 years. So it shows you that Tony Boyle is having the money. So far, they've spent close to 400 million pounds, meaning that they're having 1.1 billion pounds left to spend. So I believe this Caicedo deal might really find itself going into the right direction anytime from now. Now, even the Brighton manager has really felt the fever that maybe Chelsea are really wanting this player seriously, and he might really turn them down and really leave the club in the January transfer window. Brighton manager De Zerbi on Moises Caicedo has said, "I hope he finishes the season with us, but you know, in the transfer market, it's difficult to give you one answer. When there are some bigger teams and they want one of our players, it is good news for us." So for him, he's confirming that they are willing to sell Caicedo if at all a 75 million bid is tabled by Chelsea onto the account of Brighton, because he has concluded by saying that for them it's good news to see to it that a big team is coming in for their players, because they'll know they're going to make lots and lots of money. They've just sold Trossard to Arsenal at 21 million pounds plus 6 million pounds of add-ons. Cucurella was sold at 65. If at all they get in Caicedo at 75, that will be close to 200 million pounds in 3 players. Remember, they're having McAllister, who is also going to leave this club in the summer. Obviously, you know what it means. It's always smiles for them, because for a manager like De Zerbi, he can go out and really sign in a player that is really 5 million pounds. He comes, replaces Caicedo, and the club is making a lot of profit, because Caicedo was bought at like 9. Was it 9? Caicedo was bought at like 9 million pounds from Ecuador, and it was brought in the Premier League. So it shows you how good they are at doing business. After selling Trossard to Arsenal at 21 million pounds plus 6 million pounds of add-ons, they've got 5 million pounds and brought in a Swedish international who is like 20 years of age to go ahead and replace the player called Trossard. So they are making profits from the deal of the boy called Trossard. So that's it coming in from Chelsea. And Chelsea look like, however much they're really interested in Caicedo, they're really having an option, and they want to go ahead and really attack a team known as Juventus, because Juventus has really gotten a reduction of 15 points, meaning that they are now having less points because of the bleaching of the financial fair play rule. Now, Jacobs Ben is confirming to us that Chelsea have also considered Watson McCain, and he spoke with Christian Pulisic about the club, but Moises Caicedo is still their top priority. McCain's advantage is that he can play in lots of positions. Juventus are open to sell. So Juventus are open to sell McCain to any team, because right now they have to deal with the financial constrictions they're going in through, and maintaining these players, it's really going to be hard, because it looks like it's going to be hard for them to go ahead and really play Champions League football. 15 points being reducted from them, it really sends them far. Let me check even here. It sends them far from reaching the Champions League. It means they have to win all the remaining games they're really having to see to it that they really come back into the 4th spot, because they've played 18 games, meaning that they're left with 20 games this season, and they are 12 points behind the team in the top 4, which is Lazio. Now, will they really see themselves beat teams like Atalanta, Roma, Lazio to get back into the top 4 to see to it that they can go ahead and really compete favorably in this? I believe it's going to be hard for them. It's going to be a hard journey, because consistency has not been part of their DNA in the recent years. Now, let's leave that deal of Caicedo there. Let's get to a man known as Danjuma. Danjuma was playing for a team known as Villarreal under Unai Emery, and he has been in London with his agent for so long, pushing for a loan move to see to it that he really comes in and really plays the game of football. Now, Fabrizio Romano came out and told us that Danjuma to Everton, here we go, full agreement reached during the night and details now sorted. It's done deal. Danjuma back to EPL understand the medical test will take place on Saturday morning. Straight loan from Villarreal, no buy option. So Danjuma is undergoing his medical at Everton, though he cannot really be part of the game. Everton is going to play against West Ham tonight or today after this game of Liverpool. So that is it. But Danjuma comes in through at Everton to help them a lot because he plays well across all the three positions of the midfield. Sorry, across all the three positions of the forwards. He can play as a left forward, right forward, and can also lead the line. That is Danjuma for you. And I think he's a very good addition to the Everton side in this battle of fighting not to get relegated. Even last season, Everton survived the relegation in the second last game of their season. I think they beat Crystal Palace by 3-2. The winner was scored by, was it Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin? So that is it. And I believe Danjuma comes in through, is going to get them goals, more creativity, and more directness and energy because he has a lot of physical attributes onto his game. And maybe that means they are no longer going in for Anthony Elanga, who they had contacted before signing Danjuma. And it looks like Erik ten Hag is adamant of really letting this man leave a club known as Manchester United. So Danjuma undergoing his medical at Everton. When he's undergoing his medical at Everton, that means unveiling him is going to be next. So let's wait and see what is going to happen. But I'm asking myself, if Frank Lampard loses today, does he stay with his job? If I'm Danjuma, I wait until the game of West Ham to really get this deal done last, because you don't know which manager is coming in through at Everton. That's it. Yet at Villarreal, you've been playing very well, all your games, very, very well. But if at all a new manager comes in and Lampard is sacked and he does not fancy you, what does that mean? It means you're going to dance to your own music. And obviously, you'll mourn for having left Villarreal and come to the Premier League. So that is what is happening for Danjuma. And lastly, let's talk about Moukoko. Moukoko. He's a 19-year-old player. He plays for Borussia Dortmund, German international. He has been really having a lot of trouble with Borussia Dortmund, according to the deal they are really offering on his table. Now, this time around, it has been really sorted, and Fabrizio Romano has told us that understand Moukoko will sign a new deal with Borussia Dortmund today. It's done deal. Here we go. Moukoko will extend his contract until June 2026. Top talent had many bids, but decided to stay despite fake news on salary, as Moukoko loves Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, I was so shocked about Moukoko. You're young. It's Borussia Dortmund that's going ahead to really show you to the world. They are trusting you to come out and really play a lot of game of football, and they are looking at you as their next huge player to really hold this team to where they want them to be after the departure of Jude Bellingham in the summer. And then you decide not to renew your contract, yet they're giving you close to £100,000 a week. So that is something great that Moukoko has really gone ahead to decide with his agent. I think they're just trying to pile pressure on the Dortmund board to see to it that they really raise their money, because he was so much linked to Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Man City, Newcastle, and very many others. And it was rumored that there are even teams that have really started to give him a contract, because if you're in the Bundesliga and your contract is running out in the summer, you are allowed to go out and sign a pre-contract with a team outside the Bundesliga. So it was said that Barcelona wanted the player, Real Madrid wanted the player, so very many teams are really wanting to sign this player as Moukoko. And obviously, Borussia Dortmund found themselves in a situation of only dancing to the tunes of the player known as Moukoko and his agent. And finally, they've won the battle. Moukoko is staying, and Borussia Dortmund came out and really said through their sporting director Kahel Sebastian that we've gone ahead to put an offer for Moukoko. If at all he feels like it's okay for him to not sign it, he can go, because they gave him their word. This is what we can raise, because Moukoko was asking for £150,000 a week. Then they told him we can only get you £100,000 a week. And obviously, that's what really happened for a side known as Borussia Dortmund and Moukoko. So good news for Borussia Dortmund. I would love to see Moukoko play some 2 years at Borussia Dortmund and later get sold, because he's going to be the other project that Borussia Dortmund is going to be looking at to sell after the sale of Jude Bellingham in the summer, because Bellingham is going to go for like £100 million plus in the summer. After selling him, they'll go ahead and really sell Moukoko, I think, because Moukoko is the next big thing coming in from Borussia Dortmund. Remember, they sold Sancho at £73 million. They sold Erling Haaland, 65 million euros. They're going to sell Jude Bellingham in 2023 for 100 million pounds plus. Then 2024 to 25, I think the next project for them to sell is going to be Moukoko. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. For the first Moises Caicedo bid rejected, what are your thoughts? Do you think Chelsea are making the right move in the right direction? Then Danjuma, has he made the right choice, as Lampard is on the brink of being sacked by Everton because he's been doing badly? And lastly, what do you think about Moukoko? Has he made the right choice to stay at Borussia Dortmund and renew his contract at the club? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and may the Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out.